You know, the old Harbor Freight paint gun didn't do too bad. Let me clean you guys up. Perfect. Yes, we are back on the Trans Am. I'm itching to get this thing back together. In the last video, I corrected some major paint issues with this car. First one being a defect in the hood beneath the clear coat. Second one being the front bumper really was a terrible match to the rest of the paint on the car. So busted out my new Vevor inflatable spray booth, a couple Harbor Freight paint guns, and some locally mixed up paint that was mixed via a camera from the headlight lens or headlight cover that I brought. And so far, it is looking like we have got a really good match. It looks perfect from here anyways, so already better than it was, so I'm psyched about that. It was a big project, took almost all day on Friday a couple days ago, but it should be cured up enough by now that we can at least get it on the car. There's a couple nibs of dirt in the hood. There's one run on the bumper. They're gonna need a little bit of wet sand and buff, but no big deal. Nothing we haven't done on this channel. Nothing that I can't handle to make the finish look absolutely perfect. So I'm gonna get my wife out here, see if she can help me put the hood on. I'll get the bumper on, get everything back together, and I think I'll find it easier to wet sand when that stuff is on the car. But let's get it on, get all the splash guards, everything back in, headlight doors back on and adjusted, and see how we did as far as matching this paint. See this thing back together again. Let's get right to work. Man, if that ain't a match, I don't know what is. Man, it's good to see this front end all one color. I'm gonna put up a before and after of like this angle right here and how bad it was with the hood and this fender and this bucket and this bumper. Like there was like 7 different shades of red up here. This match is, I think, about as good as you're gonna get for you know, not blending panels. This looks basically identical. This fender still has some haziness to it because if you remember, we cut the whole thing, but we haven't polished it yet. So there's a little bit of a light haze that's making it look, in certain lighting, and it depends on what angle you're looking at, but it is leaps and bounds better than what it used to be. I remember in a previous video, I was basically with the front facing camera like this, trying to show you guys the difference in the hood, and it was a stark difference between the hood, the fender, the bumpers, everything. And as far as I can see right now, this thing is all one color. Sick. I mean, look at that. I'll put up I'll see if I can find another picture or B-roll or something, but the hood was so much lighter than the front bumper. Now, if this car is coming at you down the road, it looks, not only does it look sick, but it's all one color, which is most important. So we fixed the defect in the hood. We fixed the color match in the front. This thing is super, super clean now. We haven't even polished it yet, but oh my goodness, it is gonna look good. This is one clean, bright red WS6. So we still need to do some wet sanding. Got a little bit of trash in the paint, so I'm gonna have to wet sand and buff. Got that run right here, and then once that's done, then we're gonna have to polish the whole car. And thankfully, Gunner Graphics sent me these Ram Air hood decals. They're black. I believe the factory ones would have been silver, but I kind of like the black. I think it's gonna go with a theme. You know, get the black hood vents there. So we'll get those on once the time comes, and then we're obviously gonna ceramic coat the whole car. But I got a decent amount of wet sanding and buffing to do ahead of me, so probably we'll run into tomorrow. But this is a success right here. Paint looks incredible. Not bad for spraying it in my garage. This thing is looking right, so let's keep the progress going. Is this a joke? It's mid-April. Stop this madness. Oh, I think it's gonna transition to rain and melt by the end of the day, but still. What run? She gone. So made some progress yesterday. Got this area right here. Got the run completely taken care of with a combination of the old razor blade trick with some painter's tape on the edges. 1500 grit, 2000 grit, 2500 grit, and then, you know, used the combination of my Flex DA and my, where is it? Okay, it's gone. My Rupes Hybrid Mini, oh, there it is, Mini Polisher, which I got back from repair again, and took care of that. I had some orange peel over here that I wasn't really happy with, so wet sanded and buffed that. That's mint now. So the rest of this bumper just needs a cut and a polish. The hood, we still have to wet sand, cut, and polish, and then the rest of the car needs a whole polish. Because I got my little buffer back, I was able to get in some of these spots, like up here, and these sail panel, I don't even know what you call these, like sail panel triangles, some tight spots on the mirrors here, and cut those so that when we're done with the hood and the bumper, we can quickly rip the polisher down the whole car, get rid of that hazing that the cutting process leaves behind, and this thing is gonna be gleaming. You guys already know the usual suspects. We got the wool pad, or I'm sorry, the microfiber pad with Menzerna cutting compound. Then the blue polishing pad with the super finish. And then we should be ready for ceramic coat. But I got a decent amount of work ahead of me, so let's get after it. Real quick update. Don't mind the heater. I'll explain that in a second, although it is snowing out, so maybe I don't even need to make excuses. It has been over a week, or just about 1 week exactly, since I painted this hood and this bumper. And as you guys saw in the B-roll, there was like one sunny day this week that at the very end of the day, I tried to get this thing out in the sun, and the bumper got up to like 85 or almost 90 degrees in the sunlight. The hood did not, because of the way that the sun was like low in the sky. And I was kind of worried about this when I started, but I have a theory right now that the clear, at least the area that I've just gotten down to, is not totally cured. It's been a tough spring here in New England. I think we've had this week highs in like the low to mid 40s. And I really don't heat the garage because I really don't mind working in the cold. Throw a sweatshirt on and you're good to go. But the paint, you know, this chemistry we're talking about, probably needs to be much hotter than that to fully cure. I thought giving it a full week would be fine, but it feels like when I got to a certain grit, the sandpaper was like dragging, and that really probably shouldn't be happening. I'm using plenty of soapy water, you know, soapy water spray, and I'm using like 3,000 grit basically. I started with 2,000 and worked my way up to 3,000, and it still felt a little bit grabby. Then I came over here and buffed this section. I've already redid this with 3,000, but it just didn't feel, I don't know, it felt kind of grabby, and then I buffed it off and it was still way hazier than it should be. So I'm worried that I sanded off the top layer basically, which exposed a not fully cured layer, and so that's kind of where we're at. So I have a two-part plan right now. One, I've got the heater cranked up to like 60 and it is basically blowing right on the hood. So I'm gonna keep the garage at like 60 for like the next day. It's Saturday now. Tomorrow's gonna be more of the same crappy weather. I think Monday is gonna be like 60 degrees and sunny, which means if I can get this thing out in the sun, we could potentially get the hood temperature up to 80, 90, 100 degrees maybe for hopefully a few hours and really get this thing cured, especially the layer that I've now sanded off, which is basically ready for cutting and polishing. So that's the plan. In the meantime, I'm gonna clean some of this up, and then we've got this whole rest of the car to do with the polisher. Still gotta do this whole thing. So that should keep us busy for many hours while we wait for this paint to, you know, fully cure. It might be fine even if I buffed it the rest of the way using the orange pad right now. I actually did a little test spot down here and it came out really nice, but with the microfiber pad, it was, you know, it was really cutting in and maybe gumming it up a little bit. So I just want to play it safe, let this thing fully cure, and hopefully we'll be good to go. We'll have a nice, really basically flawless hood. But let's get to polishing while we wait, you know? Why not? Stay busy. Heyo, we're in business. All right, it is Monday evening, and just as the weatherman predicted, it was extremely nice today, like mid-60s, bluebird sunny day. I backed this thing up bright and early this morning, and it baked in the sun all day. I think in the afternoon I saw the hood get up to like 110 something degrees. So it was over 100 degrees for at least a couple hours, and 80, 90, 100 degrees for most of the day. So without a doubt, this thing should be cured. Also, I got, after having it curing at 65-ish degrees in here for like a day, I got a little antsy last night and did this spot right here, and it came out just fine. So it probably was just fine after being at a normal temperature, but just to be safe, I let it bake out in the sun today. We are good to go. Also, from the doors or the fender line here back, the entire car has been polished, and god dang does it look nice. Red is just absolutely popping. Chrome wheels was the way to go on this car. Shoo! So even though the hood looks like a pile of doo-doo right now because we wet sanded out all of the imperfections, it's really just a cut and a polish away from looking absolutely perfect. I think we took care of all the orange peel that's worse than factory on the front bumper. The little bit that I do see is just about the same as factory, so that's kind of what I'm going for. So with that, let's finish up this front end, finish buffing, or finish cutting, finish polishing, and we can really finally hopefully wrap up this paint. And we are so close to having a damn near perfect bright red Trans Am. Do you guys ever want to know what the inside of an SLP airbox lid looked like? Yeah, me either, really. But I did want to show you guys this new tool that Vevor sent me. So if you guys have been on the channel a while, you know that I used the Vevor pivoting boroscope or endoscope camera to try to troubleshoot what was wrong with my smoking Cobra engine. And the best part about that was that you were able to turn and see different parts inside the cylinder. Well, Vevor has one-upped their game and given us a new device that has a camera not only on the front with 8 LEDs, but one on each side with its own LED. So even though the one that, pivots is incredible, this one, you don't have to do anything. You just simply insert it. Okay, now we're inside the airbox. And then if you want to change to one of the other cameras, hold this button. Boom. Now we're looking down, basically, at the filter element. Look at that quality. And then let's say you want to look at the other side, like the top side of the airbox. Hold this again, or for example, if we were in a cylinder, I don't have a spark plug out right now. Now, nothing interesting, but top side of the airbox. So just thought you guys might find this thing cool, useful. It's very affordable. I'm going to be using it here shortly with a new project for the channel that you guys have not seen yet. This thing comes with a 16-foot cable, so you can get just about anywhere, and a 5-inch high-resolution screen so you can see exactly what you can't see with your own eyes. This kind of tool is absolutely invaluable in the garage. I use my old one all the time. I'm going to be using this one all the time. Even as simple as you drop something in this impossible 4th gen F-body engine bay and can't find it, you can use that endoscope to find it. Had to do that on the 69, getting that subframe in. Pain in the butt, but link is going to be in the description for that. They sent it to me with the paint booth. They said, hey, try this out, show your viewers. Obviously, you guys will probably find it useful as well. If you use the coupon code down there, you're going to get 5% off. Anyways, let's take a look at this paint. Boom! Holy mackerel. I don't know how many hours I have in this paint correction, but I ain't even mad about it. This thing looks incredible. The whole front end and the rest of the car is now 100% paint corrected. Got the hood buffed out, looks absolutely incredible. Bumper buffed out, had another spot here with a little bit of orange peel I wasn't really happy with, so leveled that, cut it, polished it, cut the whole bumper, polished the whole bumper, finally got these fenders fully polished out on both sides. Just look at that, man. Finally, one color, looking awesome. Remember how this bumper started? It took 2 tries, but we finally got it. There was massive spider cracking here, basically down to the plastic. And of course, it didn't match the fenders, was way off on the hood. The hood, we found that massive defect from a previous repaint. Finally, this thing is looking mean. So you guys know the deal. Now that the paint is defect-free, or as defect-free as I'm going to take it, we need to basically get it surgically clean. We need to wipe it down with not a prep solvent, but I've always used CarPro Eraser. You can use isopropyl alcohol diluted. Just make sure that there's no polishing or cutting compounds left. Give your ceramic coat something to bond to. I got a little bit of G-Technic Crystal Serum Light left. Should be plenty to get this car done. We'll do the windows, all the trim. Eventually we'll get the wheels here too. And then the last couple things I want to do before we do that is get my Ram Air decal from Gunner Graphics on there. I like that black. That's going to go nice with the black Trans Am over there, the black T-tops. And showed you guys in the previous video, I like the black Trans Am decal, even though the factory would have been color matched. But the one they sent me off eBay was not gloss, so when I painted some other parts earlier this week, hit this with some clear coat. This is now a nice gloss black. Gonna perfectly match that one. And then over here, this one is the factory one, which is body color, but it's got some like vinyl decal on it. And we're gonna be removing that. So a little bit left to do yet before we can seal this paint up, but man, we are close. And then this should be the home stretch as far as the paint is concerned. So let's keep going. right, well, a paint correction that started, I think, I'll have to look in my pictures, at least 3 weeks ago. This thing is finally done. It's finally ready to get sealed up with a ceramic coating. Gloss black Trans Am badge is on. Whoever had this off last really did a number on the decals there. I think they used an adhesive in addition to, you know, the double-sided tape. And it was such a bear to get off, and I was worried that it was gonna damage the paint. So I ended up just getting it as clean and flat as I could, and then just putting the letters on exactly how they were. So it basically covers up any adhesive or glue that was left. But man, the gloss black looks incredible, which also really ties in with our new gloss black Ram Air decals. Obviously from the factory, these would have been like silver, but I think the black, now we've got black Ram Air decals, you know, black T-tops, black Trans Am badge, looks really, really nice. Took that measurement, I think it was 2.5 inches from this little, I don't know, feature here, and yep, looks factory to me. Rest of the car is completely wiped down and contaminant free using the CarPro eraser. Ran into a little bit of a problem with my painter's tape. Left it on for 3 weeks, which probably not recommended, A, and B, then let it bake out in the sun and just basically had to spend the last hour getting all the adhesive that it left on all these trim surfaces. I probably would have been better off not taping them at all, but you know, I wasn't expecting this paint correction to take 3 weeks. I wasn't expecting to repaint the hood and the bumper again. So what are you gonna do? But a little bit of WD-40, got all that off, so we're good to go. This thing is ready to be ceramic coated. So we're gonna be using the Crystal Serum Light that I have left. I've got some of this glass coating from my buddies down at Covalent Coatings that they sent me last year. This trim restore stuff. It's going to be good for all of our trim and plastic surfaces. And if I have enough left, we'll see if I can hit the wheels as well. These brand new C6Z06 reps. And by overwhelming majority, you guys like these OE or original style 01 to 02 Pontiac center cap decals. I agree, red and black seems to be a little bit of a theme we got going, so I think those are the ones I'm going to go with. We'll install the other two on the other side. But I'm way behind schedule. It is late at night right now, and I'd love to get this thing ceramic coated tonight, so I'm going to quit yapping, get to work. You guys know the deal. Just a basket weave pattern with a little applicator pad, buff off with 2 different microfibers, and then let it cure for a while, and then you're good to go. So, gonna be a late one. Need a Miller Lite. Let's do that. It's Friday Junior. Happy Friday Junior. Finally got a beautiful spring day here in southern New Hampshire. Got the C8 out, took that thing to the gym this morning. It is gonna be a good one. Stayed up way too late last night, but you know, ceramic coating is kind of like once you start, you should probably finish because that stuff hardens up. It's like basically a second clear coat on top of your paint there, and your applicator pad is gonna get like, you know, a hard film on it, and so are your towels. But this thing came out incredible. People always ask me, like, how long does ceramic coating take? Is ceramic coating hard? And the answer is no. The time consuming part is getting your paint perfect for ceramic coating. You could ceramic coat a vehicle that looks like crap, and it will take you about, you know, this thing took me an hour and a half, 2 hours maybe. And that was doing all of the painted surfaces. I have not done the glass yet. But it's basically wipe on, let it flash, which is gonna vary by manufacturer and temperature. And then you wipe it off with 2 separate towels. Quick tip, I like to do the first wipe with 1 towel, flip it over, do the next wipe, and then same thing with your second towel. And I like to mark my towels with a Sharpie. So this is number 2, and my Sharpie mark on this one is, where is it? Right here. So this is number 1. So you keep track of which towel's which and also which side is which. So I find that helpful. But yeah, basically just, you know, basket weave pattern it on in small sections and then wipe it off. But it's in this case, hours and hours and hours of paint correction to get the paint perfect that take the longest. Because why would you seal in and ceramic coat paint that's not, you know, doesn't look good? You got to get the paint perfect, and that is time consuming, and that takes a lot of effort. But in this case, it's well worth it. 3 weeks later, and I don't even know, probably 20, not including the repaint, probably 20 hours of paint correction later, this thing is looking right. So, a couple things left to do. Let's get those center caps on, get these wheels wiped down, and then I might have some, I don't have any ceramic coat left. I might have some wheel ceramic coat somewhere. We'll see what we can find to coat those with. I was the bottom of the bottle to get this car done. Just barely had enough. So we'll get those cleaned up. We'll do the glass, we'll do the trim, and this thing is gonna be done. Looking 100% on the outside. Let's bring her home. Oh my goodness. You guys ready to see this thing? Paint is finally 100% done. Wheels are coated, glass is coated, trim is coated. I took the T-tops off, realized those were disgusting under there because I completely forgot those. Cleaned those, detailed those, coated that. This thing is coated top to bottom. The paint looks insane. I don't know, let's just take a look. Finally. Oh yeah. This thing came out so good. Oh, I'm in love. This thing looks so mean. We gotta see it outside. Maybe go for a drive. It's beautiful out. Let's get it out. Whoops. Got dark. Had some lawn care stuff to do. And it was cloudy. It would not do the car justice. So I'm gonna wait till tomorrow morning. The sun will be out. And then we will see this thing in the daylight. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Oh my goodness, it was worth the wait. Look at this thing. So many hours into this paint, but I think it was well worth it. This thing looks like it has 20,000 miles on it instead of 60. So straight, so clean. God, red is such a great color. I love it. Exactly the vision I had when I started this project. Easier when we were 20. Oh. All right, now you gotta close the door. Do people still do T-top rodeos? There's gotta be some footage of me out there from back in the day doing a T-top rodeo. I'll see if I can find it, but I think you understand what the point is. Anyways, it's a perfect day to take the T-tops off and go for a cruise in this thing, so I think I'm gonna do just that. Paint is looking good. The car is cosmetically, I think, 100% done. We still have some work to do under the hood. That thing is just filthy from all the work we've done. Gotta polish that up. I think I have 1 or 2 mods left on this thing, but she's ready. Weather is here and she is ready. That's gonna do it for this one. If you guys liked the video, give it a thumbs up. I'll catch you in the next one.